Hi everyone, I hope you're doing well. I'm doing really well. It's a beautiful day here in the Midwest and I'm just having a good day all around. I slept well last night. I went to bed last night with my two sons and one of my son's girlfriends baking cookies in the kitchen, and they were really noisy, but it didn't bother me at all because I know those days are going to be few and far between when they both leave for college in the fall. So I really enjoyed that, and I woke up to some cookies, so that was kind of nice. And what else has been going on? I can't really think of anything. We're making Thanksgiving plans already with my daughter who's in South Carolina. We bought her tickets so she can come home. And we're planning a vacation at the end of July. We're gonna go to someplace in Kentucky, the Boone National Forest. We have a big cabin we're renting, and just my family and my four kids, my husband and I, and maybe friends of theirs if they decide to bring anyone. We're always welcoming in their friends or significant others if that's what they choose to do. And we're going to do a lot of hiking, so I'm excited about that. It's going to be hot, but I'm excited about it. So let's talk about what today's video is going to be about. I was perusing Ulta yesterday and I noticed that Clinique's Black Honey range, they released some limited edition products in that range. Some are just the shade, and they used some of their long-standing products and introduced the Black Honey shade, and some of the products are brand new. So I am just going to do a quick eyes, lips, and cheeks, introducing you and myself to these products so we can see what we think. And Black Honey, if you're not familiar with it, is just an iconic shade of kind of like a raspberry, dark brown, black. It sounds horrible, but trust me, it's not. Shade that has been around since the 70s. And throughout the years, Clinique has introduced different products in that shade. Some are still around for many years, and some they just discontinue over time. So like these limited edition products, I don't know that they'll keep them around. However, they did introduce a Black Honey lip gloss a couple of years ago, and it became part of the permanent collection. So I suppose it just depends on how these products do as to whether or not Clinique keeps them around. But either way, it's fun to try new makeup and try new things that have been released. So that's what I'm going to do for you today, and I hope you enjoy this little review of the new limited edition products from Clinique's Black Honey range. Let's just jump in and get started. Since this video's focus is going to be eyes, cheeks, and lips, because those are the new products that I have, I did apply my brow product and my foundation and a little bit of concealer. And I'm just gonna let you know that the foundation I'm using is my favorite Clinique foundation, and it's the Even Better Refresh, the Hydrating and Repair Makeup. And I really like this one a lot. I've gone through a lot of tubes, and this one's getting to, well, it's about a little less than halfway, but it's really easy to pack for travel and things like that because it is just like the skinny little tube. And I really like this foundation a lot. It's very hydrating and it doesn't dry out my skin, but it doesn't leave me feeling greasy either. So it's a good one. This palette that I'm going to be using today is not new to me. It's very reflective because it's like a mirror in the case, but it is the Black Honey palette, and it's been around for a few years, and I really like this palette a lot. It has 8 shades, and some are satins, some are shimmers, and there aren't any super mattes in this palette, but they all are very finely milled and they blend out beautifully. It's a great palette for day to night, and I think almost everyone would enjoy this palette. It's got some really light, bright shades, and then it's got some deeper, darker shades, and it's a really beautiful palette. So I'm gonna go in and just do a really simple look with this palette, and I think what I'm gonna do is pick up this white shade here on the end, and it looks like this. It looks kind of like a matte, but it does have a slight satin to it, which I like because it isn't a really flat matte. And you know, some mattes can look a little bit chalky. This one never does. I've really enjoyed Clinique's eyeshadows over the years. I have many, many palettes. They're fragrance-free, they're hypoallergenic, and I don't know, they're just really, really good palettes. I think they're really great for people with sensitive eyes and people who wear contacts and all of the rest of us too. I'm gonna go in with this shade right here. And this is also slightly satin. This is what it looks like. I was considering this one. Maybe I should go in with this one. I will go in with this one because this one looks like Black Honey. They do have palettes that have the eyeshadow shade Black Honey in them, but this one is called the Black Honey palette, but there isn't a shade called Black Honey in this one. The Morning Java palette has Black Honey in it, and I've used that on my channel before. It's a beautiful palette, and I really like the Black Honey shade, but I really wanted to use this palette for you guys because I'm going with the Black Honey look today. And even though it's a Black Honey color, I wanted to share this palette with you because it is the Black Honey palette and it's created to complement all the rest of the Black Honey shades in the collection. So I have a lot of that on my brush, but I did tap it off and I am just gonna blend this in the very outer corner and just really blend that out a little bit up into the crease. Like so, and maybe a little bit toward the center, my crease without going all the way in. I do really enjoy this palette to take one of these dark colors like this one or the one I'm using right now and place it all over my mobile lid for a one eyeshadow look. And I actually, when I was thinking about doing this video, I went to Ulta to pick up the products that I didn't own, the new products. And I had done that. I applied this shade all over my mobile lid. And I was just looking at some products and a sales girl said, "Do you need any help?" And I'm like, "Oh no, thank you. I'm just browsing." And she's like, "Your eyes are really beautiful. They're so bright." And I don't get compliments like that a lot, but I do notice that when I wear darker eyeshadows just on the lid, maybe slightly up to the crease, especially shades like this one, they make my eyes stand out. And I'm kind of surprised because I have blue eyes and I feel like the Black Honey look, like this shade, goes really well with green or hazel and even brown eyes. Blues tend to look better with bronzes and coppers, according to makeup artists, but it just goes to show that you can wear whatever you want. I think any makeup just applied with a nice light touch, maybe built up, but in sort of like, I hate to say a professional way because I am not a professional, but well applied makeup can make any woman look great, no matter what the colors are, honestly. I don't really like to follow those kinds of trends and rules. And now I'm just gonna take this shade right here, right next to it. And it looks like that. It's just kind of like a grayish, a taupey, mauve-y gray. And I'm gonna run this along my lower lash line on a pencil brush, just to make everything look really cohesive. And this is like a daytime look, but if you built it up more, or like I said, use some of the deeper colors in, you can definitely transition this to an evening look as well. And last, I'm gonna take this shade, which is the shimmeriest shade of the bunch. And it does have quite a bit of shimmer, but no glitter. And I'm just gonna use my finger and tap it in the center and then just kind of blend it a little bit so it doesn't look like I applied it very sloppily. Is that a word? Sloppy? Sloppily? Okay, so that's all I'm gonna do for my eyeshadow. And so now we're gonna use the first limited edition product. And this is the High Impact Gel Tech Eyeliner, Crayon Gel Eyeliner in the shade Black Honey. I do already have this formula in black. I'm familiar with this formula. I really like it. It's waterproof, it's transfer proof, it's hypoallergenic, fragrance free, all the good stuff. And it's also no tug, so it doesn't tug and it lasts really long in your waterline. And that's what I like. I'm not sure about this color though. I think that this color would be fantastic again on green or hazel eyes because these sort of burgundy shades look really great. But when I sampled it in Ulta, it looks like this, definitely the Black Honey look, which is like I don't know, just a deep black raspberry, black burgundy shade. So anyways, let's go ahead and put this up into my waterline, and I'm gonna hug really close to my lashes, because the mistake I make applying liner to my waterline, I have kind of thick eyelids. I heard another YouTuber use the word chunky eyelids, and that's what I have. I have chunky eyelids. And so this whole area is pretty thick, and often I just take the liner and make a line. I should have shown you. I'll show you on the next eye, on the other eye. And it still leaves a little space between my lashes, which is what the goal is to kind of fill them in and make my lashes look thicker ultimately. And I'm gonna go in. Okay, I don't know if I'm gonna do anything more than that. I'm gonna think about that, but let me show you what I mean. Okay, so I'm gonna put this in my waterline like I normally do. I'm sorry if you're someone who doesn't like watching people put eyeliner on this way. Some people really just dislike watching people put anything in their eye. I probably should have given you a warning, but I guess I kind of did. Okay, so as you can see, I don't know if you can tell, this one is really filled in my lashes, and this one is not. And I don't know why this never occurred to me. I guess watching the YouTuber Undone Beauty, I think it's called. I'll have to relook at the name of her channel, but I think it's Undone Beauty. And she does a lot of like French girl makeup and things like that. And she didn't do this, but she talked about her chunky lids. And then it made me realize what my problem was, that I wasn't filling in close enough to the lashes themselves. So I'm pretty happy with that. And I don't think I need a wing, but let's just draw like a little teensy one going like right here at the last lash in the upper lash, and just making a very light smudge there. So easy. Sometimes when you're having trouble with liquid eyeliner, like I do sometimes, and I know many of us do, going with a gel liner like this and just putting the smallest amount, don't go for that, well, you could go for that big bold wing where you, now I'm gonna do it, now where you take the line you created, and then just kind of go up to like 3/4 of it and just drag it back like that and fill it in a little bit more. And I didn't put any liner on my top above my lashes, I just put it below, but I think that this is just a really easy way to do it. And then I just take my finger and smudge it a little bit. And since this is transfer proof and smudge proof, it won't smudge any more than that. Even though I have oily lids, it does stay put right there in the corner of my eye without going anywhere else. Okay, the next product is from the High Impact range of Clinique, and this is the High Impact Mascara, and I've used this lots of times before. I love this mascara. It's my favorite Clinique mascara, with the next runner-up being Chubby Lash, but they released the High Impact Mascara in the Black Honey color, and I was really excited about this because this is what it looks like. And that is the Black Honey shade. And for reference, this is the Black Honey lip gloss. So as you can see, it's really pretty close. And this is what it looks like on the spoolie. If you've never used the Clinique High Impact Mascara before, it's a really good one. I think it's their best selling mascara, if I'm remembering correctly. I know it was at one time. And so I'm gonna use this, and I think it might just look like a burgundy mascara, but we will see, we shall see. The only other burgundy mascara I've tried is the Voluminous from L'Oreal, and I know so many of you love that mascara, but it smudges on me every single time. So I can't wear that one. Even the waterproof smudges, and that's because you remove waterproof mascara with like an oily makeup remover. And since my skin around my eyes does create oil, it smudges waterproof. So my best bet is a regular mascara like this one or a tubing mascara if I really want waterproof. I wish they made this mascara in a tubing formula because I don't know if I would trust this on the days that I work out, that when I'm super sweaty, it wouldn't smudge. And I'm afraid to put it to the test because I don't want to be working out and having my mascara smudge all over beneath my eye. So it's not a risk I want to take. I feel like I should eventually try it because some of you might want to know. And it is hypoallergenic, fragrance-free, all the good stuff that Clinique is known for. And it doesn't smudge or transfer. At least the black formula does not. I've never tried the black honey formula, but I think it's safe to assume it's going to perform exactly the same. And I do like my lashes to look a little bit thicker, so I usually do put on not so many coats as go over my lashes, like lots of times before it dries. And then after that, I'll look and see if I need any more. This does add volume and length to your lashes. It doesn't claim to be super voluminous, but it does say high impact, and I do agree with that. This is a lighter shade than the black, so, you know, I think it would make green or hazel eyes, again, brown eyes, the burgundy against those shades are really pretty. And I don't know, don't want to sell myself short with my blue eyes. I think it's really pretty with blue eyes too. Okay, lots and lots of mascara for me. Next product is the Cheek Pop in the shade Black Honey. I don't think I'm going to use this today because I want to try the new product that they just released, but this is amazing. This is the very first blush that I realized that I, with my very fair skin, look good with that slightly sunburned look. And this definitely helps you achieve that. Let me show you. So this is what it looks like. It looks kind of like pinky, but it really isn't. When you put it on, it definitely translates to like more of a red, like a burnished shade. Not really orange, but definitely that shade that like someone fair like me would get if the sun, like right before you're about to sunburn. And I think for fair-skinned people, I hate to say that looks really healthy. It is really healthy when you're using it in a blush, but if you're actually out in the sun and getting burned like that, it's very unhealthy. But the look, that right before you burn look, that pinky, ruddy, my skin is irritated kind of look, expertly applied to the high points where the sun would hit, is super pretty. And I've used this lots of times on my channel, and this is the second one that I purchased because I love it that much. And another one that is equally beautiful, but probably even more of that sunburned look, is the Cheek Pop and Cola Pop. That one's really pretty. So if you are thinking about getting either of them, I would swatch them both in store to see which one you like. I have both. Let me get the Cola Pop and I can show you how they compare. You guys, these pops are absolutely amazing. When they first came out, everybody was going crazy about them all over YouTube, and for good reason. They were absolutely beautiful. They still are. But as you know, on YouTube, we're always kind of encouraged to share the latest and greatest. And those are the videos that get a lot of views. I find with my normal subscribers, who we all kind of know each other, we all appreciate those hidden gems in our collection that we might already own and kind of revisiting them. And I love doing videos like that. But the videos that get the most views, it's unfortunate, are typically the videos where people are thinking about purchasing a product and they're watching YouTube videos about it, and they tend to be the newer products. Sometimes I do go back in the archives and look for products that are still around that nobody's really talking about anymore. That's the good thing about TikTok. There's a lot of bad things about TikTok, but TikTok is like the younger generation, and they're revisiting products that are new to them, but not new to us older ladies. So we already own them, and they're reviving them. And they're like, look at this product. It's the best product in the world. And we're like, yeah, maybe in 20 2014, but it's still a really good product. So they revive these products, and I love that. But they also revive or bring into the equation a lot of trends that end up being just a trend, and then they go away because they're not really that great after all. Okay, I digress. Okay, so I have a lot of pops, as you can see, and I have so many favorites. But I'm going to share with you Cola Pop versus Black Honey Pop. Pink Honey is having a moment too, and I also have some products, well, cheeks, lips, and eyes from the Pink Honey collection if you're interested in seeing it. Black Honey is forever going to be my favorite, but the Pink Honey is pretty nice too. So this one is Black Honey, and this is Cola Pop. So let me show you. And so this one is the Black Honey that I already showed you, but I'm going to put it back on for comparison's sake. And that is so lovely. And then on another clean finger, I'm picking up Cola Pop. And as you can see, it's much more red or raspberry in tone. But when you blend it out, it also gives you that like kind of sunburnt, where before the Black Honey didn't look like it had any terracotta in it, but now it does next to the Cola Pop. They're both really beautiful. I honestly reach for Cola Pop more in the winter because I feel like it gives you that really healthy, I've just been out in the cold and I'm really flushed kind of look, not so much the sunburned look. And I feel like the Black Honey Pop gives you more of that I've been in the sun, because it has those slightly terracotta pigments in the formula. Both of these are excellent though. If you are looking for a pop in that color range, if you want, I could show you all my other pops and some other Clinique makeup, because this is all my Clinique makeup in this bag. I own so much Clinique makeup, and that isn't even my skincare. And I love the Clinique skincare as well, because I am a sensitive skinned girl sometimes, and I always rely on Clinique during those times where I'm having some irritations, some dry skin, or things just seem to be irritated for whatever reason. It's my go-to. Speaking of go-to, I'm going to go to the next product, the next limited edition Black Honey product that's just been released by Clinique. And this is the limited edition Pop Lip and Cheek Oil in the shade Black Honey. And I am trying this for the first time with all of you. I don't own anything from this formula. I think that this is really new for Clinique, and I've never seen like a lip and cheek oil released by them, but they did just release this Black Honey. So we'll try it together. This is a 2-in-1 that delivers a dewy pop to your lips and cheeks. And so that's why I'm skipping the cheek pop in Black Honey, because I want to try this on my cheeks. And so this is what it looks like. It's in this little bottle, and it's for lips and cheeks. And a lot of times when you hear of lip oil, you think of something oily, but that hasn't been the case in all the lip oils I've tried. They tend to just feel sort of like a lip gloss, but I guess maybe they're made with some oil, so it's not as viscous, and you can blend it out more or on your lips. This is going to be very sheer, not very viscous, and I'm hoping it's going to deliver the amount of color that I like on my cheeks, because if you've been following me, you know that I like a lot of blush. I really kind of count on blush to put color in my face, which as you can see is very pale. I did use bronzer today, but it's still, you know, I'm still very pale. So anyways, let's put a little of this on my hand and blend it out. And yes, it is very sheer, and it feels a little bit tacky. I don't know if it's going to stay sticky or what it's going to do. It feels like a lip gloss. I'm honestly a little bit nervous to put this on my cheeks, but I'm going to, because it's made for my cheeks, and Clinique products are non-comedogenic, which is what I worry about. But it's very sheer, so I hope I'm gonna like it, because I really can't put the pop underneath it, the Black Honey Cheek Pop, because a powder doesn't work well underneath an oil or something like that. So let's go ahead and just give this a go. And I'm gonna use my fingers to just tap it in and then blend it out. It definitely looks dewy. It doesn't really feel tacky anymore. It's just kind of blending in. It doesn't feel overly oily, but it definitely feels like a hybrid cream, very sheer cream product. And let's go with the other one. It actually could be very, very pretty for summer because it is sheer and dewy, and that's a really pretty look, really any time of year, especially on mature skin. So younger ladies who might be, I don't know, they claim to be non-comedogenic, like I said. So I don't know if it would make, anyone who doesn't like an oily product on their skin won't like this. It doesn't feel oily, but it kind of, it feels like an oily product that has grip to it. If you've used any of those grip primers, like Elf makes one and Milk Cosmetics makes one, those Hydro Grip primers, that's what it feels like. So that's how it looks. I don't hate the way it looks. I actually kind of like that. But I definitely don't want it to be slipping around. So we are gonna go to lips and then we're gonna check it and see if it's sliding around. Oh, it looks really pretty up there too. It definitely has that look of the sun. Let's do a little on my nose. It's very sheer and sun-kissed, right? I hope it's translating on camera like it is in my mirror, because I really like the way it looks in my mirror. It's definitely more sheer than I usually choose. I like my blush to be more opaque just because, again, I'm so insecure about my very fair skin that I feel like I really need something on there. And it might just be part of my insecurity. And this could be just fine. So anyways, we're gonna let that sit and kind of marinate on my skin and see what happens. And we're gonna talk about lips. And all of you I know have probably heard of the Black Honey, the iconic Black Honey Almost lipstick. The texture is somewhere between a lipstick and a lip gloss. It's like a balm, but it's tinted and it's scary at first. And I know in the 70s, many of you have shared with me that it came in a little pot and it looked exactly the same. I kind of wish they would re-release that. It would be so fun for nostalgia purposes. But this is what it looks like. And even on the website, it says, don't judge it by the way it looks in the tube, because it's so sheer. And let's find a clean place on my hand. And it is supposed to work with your pH, and it looks different on everyone. It uses your natural lip color to become the color that it's going to become. I hope that makes sense. So that's what that looks like. In the winter, I did get a limited edition tube of this with sparkles all over it, and I do carry that in my purse. It's in my purse right now because this is a shade of lipstick that will go with anything else, really. At least on me it is, and I just like to have it in my purse if I don't really care what I'm putting on my lips, because not only is it a balm, but it's really pretty too. So let me put this on and then I'm gonna wipe it off, although I'm sure you've all seen it before. So there's one coat, and I'm just gonna go around one more time. And that's how I would normally apply it, and I don't use a liner. I don't feel that it goes outside of the lines of my lips. I don't know if they make a Black Honey lip liner. I would assume that they do. I'll look and I'll put it on the screen, yes or no. But it feels so cushiony and it looks so pretty and healthy. And so that's how that looks. And again, even in the winter months, it kind of has like sort of like a cranberry look on my lips. And I think it's really pretty in the winter months off. The good thing about that is it really rubs all the way off because it's a balm. And you know how when you rub off a lipstick, it's really hard to get it all off. My lips might look pink from rubbing them, but it's all off. Then a couple of winters ago, they released the Black Honey lip gloss, and this was supposed to be limited edition, but they've kept it in their collection, so you can still go to Ulta or wherever you purchase your Clinique products, the Clinique website or your department store, and you can still get this pretty much at any time. I don't think they have any intention of getting rid of it, and I'm gonna show you what this looks like. And this is definitely very pigmented, and even though it's a gloss, it has a grip, so it's hanging on. It feels really different than the Black Honey Tinted Balm, and I guess it's just depending on what you like. Do you like a gloss? Really cushiony gloss where you feel like you have a little more something on your lips. And like I said, I think this is a little more pigmented. It's not quite as sheer. It's more opaque and pigmented than the Black Honey Almost Lipstick. Really pretty. I feel like it's a little more intense, but really beautiful. And so it doesn't get on my teeth or anything. It does have that grip, and it's very hydrating. And at first I was wondering, well, since I already have this, do I need this? But they feel very, very different in consistency from applying this to my cheeks. So let's give that a try on my lips next. I'll remove the gloss now. My lips feel really hydrated, but there's nothing left on them. It's really all removed. And now we are gonna go in with a new limited edition Pop Lip and Cheek Oil and apply this to my lips and see what we think. Oh, that feels really good. That feels very, very nice. I don't know, I doubt it does. Maybe it's psychological. I almost feel like it has a little bit of a slight tingle, but I could be imagining it. But anyways, it feels really good on the lips. Okay, so not as viscous as this. Definitely feels a little more slippy on my lips, like you would expect a lip oil. The pigmentation is really, really great. And I don't hate it. I like it. Not getting on my teeth when I'm talking. Okay, so now let's go back to the cheeks and touch them and everything and see how they're feeling after letting that cheek oil that is also on my lips soak in and marinate. And it's been about 5 minutes maybe, and it does still feel a little bit tacky. It definitely does. Not overly so. Let's see. A little bit. See, you saw that it kind of, my hair stuck a little bit to it. Definitely a hair back day if I'm wearing this. It might end up settling down, you know, as the day goes on. It's not overly tacky or overly sticky, but I can still feel it there. Whereas like my foundation and everything else is like one with my skin. I can feel this. I like the way it looks though. It's very glowy and there is no strobe to it, like a highlighter or anything like that. So you're seeing a really reflective glow without any strobe, which can create, it can accentuate texture and fine lines on older skin. If you don't have older skin and you have no fine lines or wrinkles or very few or barely any texture on your skin, those strobe products look really good. But on women with texture and fine lines and wrinkles and things like that, sometimes they just accentuate that. But this is just a nice dewiness, and I really like that. So that kind of balances out for me that it does feel a little bit tacky. As I blend it into my skin more or tap it, it doesn't seem to keep blending and going away. You know what I mean? Not even on my fingers. They look a little glowy, but I'm not removing any product. So that's good, because if it removed product during the day and I'm left with no blush, that would be tragic. Blush like gives me a face. I really need it. So I do like it. I will use it for sure. Let's smile. I'm gonna smile and I'm gonna show you like how it looks with my fine lines and wrinkles. Because I do have some fine lines kind of coming down here. I put my mirror on the magnified side. It doesn't emphasize anything. It just looks dewy and it looks very sheer. It definitely is not opaque. So if you don't like anything sheer, this won't be for you, because it isn't opaque at all. I can still see my skin through it. I can see my freckles. I can see, you know, my skin, and that isn't necessarily a bad thing. I don't know, I kind of like it. I don't usually use products like this, so it's gonna have like, I'm gonna have to see if it grows on me. If it breaks me out, you guys will all hear about it, and I will not be thrilled with this product at all. I will just use it for my lips then. The lips feel excellent. They feel really, really good. So let's bring you in close so you can see. I hope you enjoyed this review of the limited edition Black Honey products that Clinique has just released. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them down in the comment section. Even just say hello. I love interacting with you. And I hope you all have a very blessed and beautiful day. I'll see you soon.